Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. And this is today we're going to be talking about expanding our contact sphere using the Higgins personal assistant and the Higgins bot. It's going to be very cool because we're going to go through an overview. There's a lot to share here in the contact sphere. We're actually going to be talking about the contact sphere again in the future and dig deep into a lot of details. We have a course that's starting in January that will actually go into even more detail about the contact sphere and actually have working workshops so that you can work together and really build out your contact sphere. It's really important, the contact sphere. It's a matter of importance in order to make sure that we can um, build our contact sphere so that we can get more and more referrals as we build our contact sphere. And we'll talk a little bit about that in just a bit. All right, so moving forward, again, what are we trying to do with the contact sphere? What is Higgins going to contribute to this? It's really, and the big why are we here is to decrease that admin work of getting, finding the contact sphere, figuring out what you could do with them, how you can work with them, and then basically allowing you to have more time to connect with them and have more useful connection time with them. So the one-to-one meetings are more useful. That you can go out there and not only identify who in the room that you can work with, but also you can identify who's missing in the room, and then you can use the visitor tool to go out and get visitors. Right. The whole idea here is to decrease that admin work so that you can focus on connecting with new visitors, connecting with new contact spheres, with the existing people in your team and in your chapter, figuring out how you could work with them, how best you can work with them. This is critical. What they can do for you, what you can do for them, right? All of that factor is really important. And that's what Higgins is trying to do here. So we have two different Higgins we're going to talk about. Okay. One is the Higgins bot and the other one is the personal assistant, right? The Higgins bot is located on your regional website. If the region has invested in Higgins, it's on the regional website, and you'll see it, and we'll go through demos of it so you can actually see what it looks like and how that works. And the regional site is private to the region, and then you've got the personal assistant, which has your own username, your own passcode, your own email, and that is your own personal assistant. And that's an account that stays with you forever. You actually have BNI modules in there that will come and go depending on whether you stay as a BNI member or not, or a BNI leader or whatever it may be. But you will always have your Higgins personal assistant, right? So we'll go into more details as we dive into that. What makes Higgins different? Okay, this is very important. So, you probably heard about ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, all those. All those are single model AI. Okay, and what the basic concept there is that ChatGPT is going to do all the work for you. It's going to find contact spheres, get all the visitors, do your one-to-ones, or Claude will do it all for you, or Perplexity will do it all for you, right? Higgins' concept is completely different. We believe in a team of AI structure, right? So we have certain team members of AI that are doing certain things. So one of them is doing your contact spheres because it's tuned and very good at that. Another AI like Perplexity may be good at analyzing what the contact sphere can do for you and what they can do for that and what they could do for you, right? So all of that stuff is based on the different AIs. They have different specialties, they have different expertise, and they all work together, right? So when you want to get a big project done, like expand your chapter or basically be able to increase your referrals in your chapter. It's not one person that gets it done. It's a team, right? It's the same thing for AI. Why should you trust one AI to do everything for you? You need a team of AI working, and you'll see how that works in the Higgins personal assistant. You got a team of AI working for you. We're not going to get into details about the different types of AI, but they're different, completely different types of AI in Higgins, and we'll go into more detail in when you take the course, and you could take some of the advanced courses taught by Mike on this, and you dive in more detail about the different type of AI that Higgins uses. Um, Nothing important to note. You're all, and most of your business owners, or you're connected to the business very closely, and you have high roles within the business. We do not allow anybody to learn from your data. We obviously do not allow your data to go out. And this is important because even if the AI company could tell you, oh, we're private, 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 but at the same time, they're learning from your data, right? I just got a article from the Washington Post, where they analyzed, hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of different chats from ChatGPT, right? And those are public chats, right? They basically can grab the data from there and pull it out, right? They can look at the different questions that people are asking. We don't do that at Higgins, right? So what we do is everything that you do is very private to you. We do not learn from your data. We do not learn from you and how you work in your business. All of that is private, okay, to you. So any type of data does not go out. It does not get to the media. It will not get anywhere outside of this area. Okay. What we do in Higgins is very personal and internal. We do not send out any of your data to anybody. Okay. And more importantly, we do not send out the learnings from your data. And that's exactly what just happened in that article I just mentioned. So how is Higgins Personal Assistant different from the regional website? Well, let's take a look. So in the regional website, again, the data is for the regional website. For the personal assistant, it's set up for the personal assistant. But seeing is believing. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Okay. When you get on a one of your regional sites, so this is Central Virginia, right? You'll normally see, if you haven't visited in a while, the Higgins pop-up come up. Okay. Now this Higgins we call it Gen 1 because it's the first generation of Higgins. It's a bit clunky. It's got a little bit of sometimes you can see code as you're clicking the buttons and all that, but it does work, and it's one of our founding products that we came out. The Gen 3, totally different creature, as you'll see in just a second. But that being said, it's a very powerful tool. This one is set up only for prospective customers. It's basically, you can still do your presentations on it, but it's basically for prospective customers come in and go, what is BNI? Find a chapter, get invited, member expectations, acronyms, things like that. So it's that setup. There is presentation tools and all of these tools, but really that's not really where you want to look for those tools. You want to basically, let's go look at San Francisco Bay. If you want to go look at where Higgins is located for you guys, you've got Ask BNI with Higgins AI, and that's at the bottom of every page. And you'll see that this will pop up. And you'll notice here it's general policies, benefits, presentation tools, visitor tools, chapter tools, member expectations. Here, it's all about what is BNI, find a chapter, get invited, acronyms, right? This is for prospective members, and this is for you. This is more for you. It's geared towards you and what you need to move forward. It's got the more advanced features. It's got the more advanced prompts. It's definitely the one to use going forward. And then, of course, you got access to Higgins training here, and you can also get your personal assistant from here as well. So those are those two options that are available to you. Again, this is really for the regional site. It's great to start off. We recommend it. We teach it all the time how to use this. It's a great investment made by the region, and you should thank them for this. And you'll see now how it works compared to the personal assistant, which again takes it to the next level. This is a Gen 3 product, the personal assistant, versus a Gen 1. They're about a year apart, but they're light years apart in terms of performance and everything else. All right. So let's take a look at what the Higgins personal assistant looks like. So the personal assistant, again, you log in with your username and passcode. It's your own personal passcode. We don't even know what your passcode is. It's your personal one. And basically it's yours. This is your area. Okay. You'll notice here that you have a lot of the same features. When you go to work, and all of the AI here is set up so that, remember we talked about different teams of AI. So here when you go, you'll see chapter building tools, you'll see presentation tools, you'll see different regional areas, one-to-one tools, right? You'll see the same type of tools that you see on the regional site, okay? Except it's totally different. Visitor tools, chapter tools, presentation tools. So you'll see that, but on the regional site, it's that information, and when you're chatting and working with that, belongs to the region, okay? This information, all the work that you do here belongs to you, right? It's yours. It's your businesses on here. There's a lot of other things than just BNI that are on here. Okay. And you notice that this is set up in boxes, right? Here, you've got buttons. Here, you've got boxes. Why is that? Because you have a team of AI working here on chapter building tools. You have a different team working on presentation tools, right? It's not the same team. It's not the same people, right? Different people, different team. You've got a different team working on the BNI San Diego site or the BNI El Pasos region, right? A different team. That's why they're in different boxes because you have a different team. Right. So we're going to go in more detail about Higgins PA and what it can do for you. And we have separate videos on that. I just want to show you today, give you a bit of an overview of what the two different ones look like. And so that you can go and dig deeper into each of those. Okay. But today we're going to talk about contact sphere and dig deeper into a little bit about what contact sphere and what it can do for you. So that being said, those are the two differences between the two. So one is Gen 1 product, one is a Gen 3 product, and one is on the regional site and private to the regional site. This knows you, it knows what business you're in, it knows what chapter you're in, all of that information. We show you how to put that in for you, and that is secure and private for you. All right. Now, we mentioned this already in an earlier video about what are the objectives for Higgins. So again, the idea here is more qualified visitors. We believe that's very important. That's the number one focus, getting prospective people into your chapter. But that's only going to be part of the value, right? The other part of the value is expanded contact spheres. Why? Because you need to expand your contact spheres within your chapter and then externally as well, right? That's very important. So Higgins helps you do both of those things. So it helps you expand inwardly. Who are the different people that you can work with around, and who are the people that you need to bring in? Okay. And then it helps you then bring in those qualified visitors, right? But without these two, you're not going to be getting a lot of referrals, right? You need both of this to basically work. And the other thing you need to get viable referrals is to get one-to-one meetings. So better one-to-one meetings. And so that's more viable. Business networking success is critical. So it's one thing to have contact spheres and have good qualified visitors come in and sponsor them to come in and then expand your contact sphere. But it's another thing to say, okay, well, how am I going to converse with this individual? How are we going to build up a plan so that we can work together, not just in one meeting, but throughout the year, right? And give each other metrics so we can work on metrics. Metrics are important. Goals are important. If there's no goal to really work together, then it's not going to be as value add. You're not going to be able to get as much out of it. Now you'll notice one thing is missing here, and we talk about it a bit in the other videos: referrals, getting more referrals. Where is it? Well, we believe that focus 1, 2, and 3, okay, will lead to more referrals. And we see that in the stats, okay? The more qualified visitors you bring in, the more you expand your contact spheres internally and externally, and the more one-to-ones and the better one-to-ones that you have, not just one time, but throughout the year, as you consistently build up goals and plans and you measure yourselves against them, you will absolutely guarantee you will increase your referrals. There is a statistically significant impact of this so far, and we've been collecting data throughout the year on this, and the stats are pretty clear, right? That you're going to be getting more referrals out of this, and that's why referrals is not mentioned here, but it is, of course, the number one focus for Higgins and for being in BNI. All right, so how do we, looking back at contact spheres, why do we care about contact spheres? Why do we need Higgins for contact spheres? Why don't we just go out there and build our own contact spheres, right? What's the purpose for Higgins to do this, to help us with this? Well, we want to be able to get you to connect with people that you may have been working with for years. They've been in your chapter, meeting the chapter, but you never thought, oh, wow, we can work together. Or you may not have thought, oh, we can work together this way. I had no idea I can work with this individual this way. So there's a lot that Higgins can do, can identify, what your contact sphere is, what their contact sphere is, and figure out how they can work together. Okay. And the bot that's on the Higgins bot that's on the regional site takes you part of the way. It provides a table or a list of things that they can do for you and you could do for them. Okay. So the whole giver's gain philosophy, right? Now, this contact sphere tool is in the chapter tool, and we'll go into that. You select the chapter tools button, then you select the contact sphere option. You answer the questions, you enter modifications, copy and paste, you're good to go. Okay. If you've never used AI before in your life, boom, really easy to do, really not complicated. Okay. Let's go and see it. Let's go see how to do it. Okay. So it's very simple. So you come in here and you click on utilize chapter tools. So this is the chapter tools here. So you click on chapter tools, this is what will come up. And automatically Higgins will give you 3 different options. Okay. Discover your team, build a contact sphere, and generate one-to-one discussion points. So like I said, there's a lot here, and this is on the regional side. We haven't even gotten to the personal assistant yet. But today we're just going to focus a little bit on the build the contact sphere. Now we're only going to talk about 5%, not even, of what the contact sphere can do today. It can do so much more today for you. Okay, but again, we're just going to focus on the main overview. And if you want more details, we have the course starting in January. We also have like sessions happening every single week, free sessions happening every single week that will dive deep into some of this stuff. All right. So what type of business do you work in? Okay, so Higgins will ask you that. You type in AI. Notice here, all I did was click chapter tools, then click build a contact sphere, and then answer a question. That's it. 2 clicks, 1 answer. Where do I work? What's my industry? That's it. You need no BNI, you need no industry experience in AI at all. Okay? Nothing. You don't need AI experience to basically do this. You're clicking 2 buttons and you're answering 1 question. And boom, you get this nice table. Very quick, right? Very easy, very simple. A little basic, but still good. Right, so it identifies the industries that would be good for your contact sphere, how they can help you, okay, how you can help them, and then an invitation script. So you see here, like for me, I said that I was in AI. You have software development, how they can help me. Well, they can provide technical partnerships and co-development opportunities. Absolutely. You see, I can actually work with my competitors. I don't have to be going in there, oh no, I don't want to work with software development companies. Absolutely, we can. We can offer AI, how you can help them offer AI insights and improve the software efficiency and innovation. Absolutely, we can. We have people coding in Higgins Personal Assistant. They create code and put it on their websites using Higgins Personal Assistant. So absolutely, we can help them. So here's a script. I'd love to invite you to a BNI meeting where we can explore how AI can revolutionize software development and create cutting edge solutions together. Boom. Okay. Again, basic, simple, right? But does the job, right? It's a good introductory piece. If you've never used AI before, we highly recommend you get on your regional site and click 2 buttons, answer 1 question, boom, that's it. You're good to go. Okay. And you can take this and copy and paste it, by the way. So you just copy it here and paste it in any of your documents. Very, very easy to do. Again, if you look at education, what am I doing with education? Well, insights into personalized learning and administrative automation. Look at that. Higgins mentioned 2 things there, right? So number 1, I can create personalized learning experiences and administrative automation. That's what they can bring me to my table. Now I can then implement AI to customize learning experience and streamline operations. So it's a win-win. They're bringing to me a problem. I bring them a solution, right? And then I can join the BNI meeting to talk about integrating AI into education for a more personalized learning approach and efficient administration. So very logical, very simple, very basic, but does the job. It gives me ideas, it gives me thoughts, right? Process in there. So again, you keep going here. You've got a lot of different ones that are out there: hospitality, automotive, legal services, e-commerce, cybersecurity. The list goes on and on. Okay, it gives you 10 different ones, right? And again, Higgins here, you notice very, very friendly. Thank you for sharing. In building contact sphere within a BNI chapter, it's essential to connect with industries that complement your services. Okay, again. When you work with Higgins as a personal assistant, which I'll show you in just a bit how that works, you actually can, it'll actually start talking like you. So if I'm cheerful, when programming Higgins, it became very cheerful. I don't know. That's just the way it worked out. I'm sorry about that. I apologize for in advance for those who like to keep it a little bit more, even keel, um, or even slightly critical. But Higgins will, in the personal assistant, because it knows you, will start to develop that piece. Okay. Here, you're going to get it to be Higgins going to be slightly more optimistic, and yeah, I apologize in advance for that. All right. So, so contact sphere, okay, building the contact sphere. When you're dealing with Higgins PA versus what we just learned with the Gen 1 bot, Higgins bot, is that now you have a whole series of things you could do. You're talking like, building a contact sphere, right, on caffeine, right? It's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Like it is bigger than and deeper than what you can possibly do. So now, because Higgins knows your business, knows who you are, what you do, it can build a contact sphere, not just specific to your industry, but to your business, to what you do specifically. Because not all AI companies are the same. Not all real estate companies are the same. Not all insurance companies are the same. Everyone's have different offerings. And so when you work with Higgins Personal Assistant, it knows what you've offering, because we train you and show you how you can actually train Higgins to input all of the different offerings that you have. So Higgins knows exactly the type of industry and the type of ways that you can work with that industry on a minute level. Okay, and we're going to get into that when we go dig deep into the contact spheres, right? This is just an overview, but when we dig deep into it, you'll see there's so much more we could do. So number one, Higgins can discover your ideal contact sphere, partners in business. It can build the contact sphere maximum referral potential. So we'll talk about the referral potential, how it can maximize your referral potential. It can generate a power team strategy. So for those of you who don't know what a power team is a team that's separate from your contact sphere, maybe a smaller set of individuals that you're actually working with, on a weekly basis. You meet separately outside of your chapter, and you're actually actively giving yourselves referrals on a regular basis. So pretty much you're the default for each other in terms of referrals on a regular basis, right? And then create advanced universal BNI growth strategy. How do you grow your contact sphere? How do you grow your referrals, right? And that's what Higgins allows you to do from the PA perspective. Okay, so let's take a look at that and see how that works. So when you get into the Higgins, you'll see a lot of different agents, again, a lot of different teams of AI working together for different purposes completely. So you want to pick the chapter building tools. Okay. Now in the chapter building tools, you'll notice you've got Discover, My Ideal Contact Sphere Analysis, Member Growth Strategy, and Power Team Formation Roadmap. So slightly different than the buttons you see in the Higgins before. So the Higgins, the Gen 1 Higgins on the bot, you have Discover Your Team, Build Contact Sphere, Generate One-to-One Discussion Points. So slightly different than what you're getting there, but you have, and the reason is that you have a lot more that you can do with it. Okay, so I'm going to take you to a prompt. So basically, all you have to do, if you click on Perform Your Contact Sphere, boom, it's to say Perform a Contact Sphere. I already know that you're an AI, Malik. Okay, so it knows that I'm already an AI because it knows this is this is Higgins' personal personal assistant. So it knows Higgins, and it says it knows that I'm in AI technology solutions. So what it says is, so Higgins will say, help me provide the most targeted and valuable analysis of a high potential referral partner as your contact sphere. So notice that here already Higgins' personal assistant is digging deeper than the regional bot. Okay, Gen 3 is digging way deeper than the regional bot. Let me just show you. When I went to the regional bot, I clicked Utilize Chapter Tools, Build Contact Sphere. Right away here, it just asks what type of business you work in, boom, and then gives me the answer. Okay, it doesn't ask for more probing questions. It doesn't go in there and try to figure out what's going on. It doesn't even know my business. It doesn't even go, oh, I know you're in the AI, technology sphere. How would you like to focus where you're looking for? No, it just says, who are you in the first place? It doesn't know who you are. This is a regional public site, right? The PA is a totally different creature. It knows who you are. It's a personal assistant, your personal assistant. Okay, so I just clicked one of the buttons, or you can pick whatever you want. So technology platform solution, enterprise, software provider, business automation services, or personal AI system platform. Okay, we're all of those three things, but four things, and we're actually a lot more than that. But which ones did I want to focus on? Okay, which ones did I feel like, you know what, I'm very weak. I'm not getting referrals in the AI technology solutions area. Okay, I want to focus on that. If I had a lot of small, medium-sized customers and I wanted to really go enterprise, okay, well then I do enterprise software provider. If I wanted to do more automation, if I'm just like, you know, doing more sort of like AI sort of bot work, but I'm not doing actually automation work where we can get the business to automate faster, more efficiently, well then I'll choose this one. Okay. Similarly, with for your industry, for your basis, the way you work in your industry and your business, you'll have Higgins will offer you different opportunities based on that. Okay. And of course, finally, if I wanted to do a personal assistant program platform, which is now more consumer based, more small business based, but even if it's small, big business based, it's personal. It's to the individual, right? That I'm working with. That's a whole different creature. Okay, different contact sphere that I'm getting in, right? How you see how we went from like, hey, I'm in AI right here, okay, to hey, I'm a whole different, I'm multiple facets of my business. And every business is like this. Your business is like this, right? You're all multiple faceted, right? It's not one thing that you do. All right. So I clicked on Higgins Technical Solutions. And right away, Higgins talked about the primary power team partners. Why did it go that way? Why? Because the ultimate goal, okay, is you want most of your contact sphere to be the top power team. Why? Because they're going to give you the more referrals. Now, you may not form a power team. You may just form a contact sphere, right? That's fine. But the way we've set up and programmed Higgins is that we want you to get the best of the best of the best at the top. Okay? We want you to bring the number one at the top. Notice how when you go to the regional one, okay, the way it's programmed, it's more of a wide net. It's casting a wide net. Healthcare, finance, retail, real estate, education. It's a wider net, right? It doesn't really know your business, doesn't really know who you are, okay? Higgins Personal Assistant, completely different. No. We're gonna dig deep into the ones that are really gonna provide you value. A lot of referrals, a lot of value, okay? And this is when we talk about that first objective, qualified visitors, and then building the contact sphere. So this really focuses on focus one and focus two that we're talking about. Really, really critical. So now there's three ways you can support them. Three ways, so not just one way, but three ways you can support them, three ways they can support you, and then you keep going. Cybersecurity consultants, right? Commercial real estate brokers. Why commercial, right? Why commercial? Because I picked out AI technology solutions. Who's going to pay for AI technology solutions? Not a mom and pop shop. Okay, it's just not going to happen, right? It's going to be more of the mid-tier to the larger companies, right? Higgins already intrinsically knows that, right? Who's going to care a lot about cybersecurity, right? It's going to be the medium to large size businesses because we're dealing with AI technology solutions. Those are the ones that are going to invest, right, in an AI company. Again, a lot that goes on behind the background with these multiple AIs. I think about 4 or 5 of them in Higgins, in this case, that are working together to get you the best of the best of the best in the contact sphere. All right, financial advisors, wealth management, commercial insurance brokers. Again, notice how it's commercial, right? Commercial attorneys, business lawyers, right? You want to get into the mid-sized to large-size businesses, right? In this. Right? Human resource consultants, right? I didn't even know that. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna dig deep into that in just a bit. But automate employee onboard. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Performance tracking. This just got my interest here. Compliance reporting, generate workforce analytics, productivity insights. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, actually, we could we could actually use this. We could actually use this. This is very cool. I never thought of this. Yeah, I never thought about human resource consultants. So there you go. I just learned something right here, right? This is the way it works. It's really powerful. It's so absolutely magical, the way that it can really just change the way you do your business, the way you think about your business. I just learned something today. I didn't realize this before. All right, this is actually very cool. I'm going to save this for later. Okay. So going back to this, again, it goes out to the 9 different ways that it works. And then commercial lending officers. And then it talks about hidden gem referral partners. Wow. Okay. I didn't even know it did that. Okay. So here we go. Event planners, corporate event specialists. That's pretty cool. Commercial cleaning services, right? And now you can go in and build it. So often overlooked. Let's read this. Often overlooked, but they work with businesses planning conferences, trade shows, and corporate. Oh, wow. Who need productivity solutions and often discuss operational challenges during event planning. Oh, I didn't know that. Commercial cleaning services, why them? They have regular access to business offices and develop relationships with office managers and business owners who frequently discuss operational efficiency and workplace productivity. Huh, look at this. I'm not even working directly with them. I don't see how I could work directly with commercial cleaning services. Maybe a little bit, planning some of the logistics and who would visitors they need, but no, they know the inside scoop on businesses. That's what Higgins is telling me here. They know the inside scoop. They know what are the challenges that some of the business, because basically just by talking and conversing with them as they're doing their cleaning jobs. Here we go. Hidden gems, referral partners. I learned another thing that's brand new. I didn't even know Higgins did this. All right, there we go. So next thing you could do is you could build your power team, as we discussed. So you take that whole series of contact spheres, and now you can build your power team. Now Higgins does a few things. When Higgins feels like you need a document that you need to basically go in there and you need to take a look at, it'll actually build it out as a document for you. So this is a strategic power team building plan for Higgins AI. Okay, and then it knows the Dallas market. Why is it knows the Dallas market? Because Higgins headquarters is located in Dallas, in Deep Ellum, Dallas. So it knows exactly what to go for, right? Where to go, what age. You don't even have to tell Higgins. I just clicked the button. That's all I did. I went from here. Higgins suggested to go for the power team, build my power team, and I just clicked that button. That's all I did, right? I didn't have to do anything else. So now it talks about phase 1. So let me just make this bigger here. So this is a separate pop-up that Higgins set up so that you can actually download it, right? I'll be able to show you how to do that in just a bit. So essentially, you basically can download it here as a Word document. So we can go poop, and you get a Word document out of it. And what Higgins is showing you here is that you could do a PowerPoint team mapping. So tier 1, so it talks about tier 1, core referral partners, right? Priority recruitment. These are the ones you want to priority recruit. Now, again, it's focusing on one aspect of my business, not all aspects of my business, one aspect of my business, which is the AI software piece. If it was going to go into a whole different piece, the automation, the personal assistant, it would be a totally different power team, right? Again, that's the power of this, right? So business consultant, commercial real estate broker, why choose them? Okay, so it gives you the highest potential, and it gives you why they're important. Then supporting the ecosystem, cybersecurity, digital, executive business coaching, whatever, CPA, IT. So these are more preferred. So they give you strong referral potential with specific client niches. These are the highest. So the top ones are the highest referral potential and client overlap. Okay, these are the ones that I will work with all the time because they will always have an overlap of clients with me. These are my supporting ones, okay, that can support the ecosystem for me, but they're not going to necessarily give me as many referrals as the other ones. Still very important because they give me a platform to work from, okay? They give me certain niches to get into. And then expansion. So if I want to expand further, I built up my team and I want to really dig deep and get some hidden gems and specialized referral sources. Boom, management consultant, franchise consultant, business broker. All right. And then it talks about, okay, so that's phase 1, identifying them. Okay. Phase 2 is Higgins puts out as the chapter gap analysis and recruitment strategy. So it's looking at, okay, identifying the members by profession, identify missing tier 1 and tier 2 professions, note overlapping and competing classifications, and document referral activity levels. And again, it gives me strategic strategies. Okay, so focus on a unified seats from tier 1 list. Make sure that you've got them internally. Okay? Why? Because internally you can get more contact spheres, you can get more referrals and expand your contact sphere rather than going the visitor, right? Focus on internal first, get your internal growing, as I mentioned before, and then also focus on your visitor strategy. But visitor strategy is also very important, right? You can't just only focus on internal. You have to focus on internal and external, right? And that's bring 2 or 3 qualified visitors monthly from target professions. Boom, simple. That's a goal. Focus on that goal. Now, then it goes to the next level and talks about cross chapter networking. Bring in other chapters from the Dallas area and see how you can network with them to increase your contact spheres across chapters. Pretty cool, huh? That's pretty awesome. And then finally, the professional association outreach, which is you're connecting with local business groups like the Dallas Chamber, right? So that now you can work with professionals, not just in one area, but multiple areas within that professional association. So very cool. A lot of different ways that you can recruit your and expand your contact sphere, both within BNI and outside of BNI. Okay, and that's what Higgins personal assistant is doing for you, right? So intentional one-to-one strategy. So this is now it's going next further. So it's giving you a one-to-one. It's already predicting. Well, okay, if you're gonna if I'm gonna give you the list of contact spheres to go visit your tier 1, your tier 2, your tier 3, and your hidden gems. I'm going to then give you a strategy on which ones to go to first, second, third, fourth, and then now I'm going to give you the one-to-one strategy because when you meet them, you got to do business with them, right? So week 1. So business consultants discuss the current challenges in AI solution fit, commercial real estate, review business relocating and expanding, and it goes in from there and there. And you can actually, using the one-to-one tool that is located here, you can actually go in there and expand it. Actually, the one-to-one tool is a different set of AI. You can go and expand your one-to-ones, expand it to a whole different level. And we can show you how to do, we will be showing you how to do that in the other piece. Okay, so you can go on and on. It can actually then talk about the meeting structure. It gives you your meeting minutes, your opening meeting minutes, your education segment, your referral sharing, your collaborative marketing, your action planning, and the next piece. And then it even gives you performance tracking and goal setting. Look at this. This is incredible. And if you just want to see, if you just want to download it, you can download a copy of it. Here, it's as simple as downloading it as a Word doc. You open it up. I'll go to my downloads here, open this up, and boom, in Word, there's my Power Team strategy. Okay? And you can see this document was prepared by Higgins. So you see the document strategy for all of this. Phase 1, phase 2, all of this simple Word. Very easy to do. You can also copy and paste it, but hey, that's old school, right? That's what you do on the regional site is you have to copy and paste here. Okay, here we're dealing with a whole different creature. So look at this, okay? Compare what you're getting from a strategic team and a growth team strategy to what you're getting here, okay? That's the regional site. That's a good place to start. This is where you need to get to for your business. I promise you, this is where you need to go to actually expand your business, expand your contact spheres, expand your referrals across BNI in total, and also work on your business. Right? And there's so many different things that Higgins will do for your business as well. All right. Enough said. Okay. Enough. Giving shade to Gen 1. Gen 1 is awesome. I still love Gen 1, but here we're dealing with a different creature. All right. So how do I get the Higgins personal assistant? So again, we showed you how to go to the regional site and the 2 different Higgins that you get. The one for prospective customers. Is over here, perspective, and then you go down to the bottom footer here and you get your Ask BNI with Higgins AI, and that's how you get that. If you want to get Higgins, you just basically go to the Higgins website and you do Get Higgins. It's not that complicated. Higgins.ai, Get Higgins. You can also scan the QR code here. You actually get 30, and this is thanks to your region. You get 30 chats with Higgins for free. So you can actually have 30 different products that Higgins produces on a monthly basis for free. Everybody else who's not in BNI gets 10 for free. Okay, so if you're not in BNI, you get 10. If you're in BNI, thanks to your regional ED, you should thank them for this because they're the ones that are investing in Higgins to make this possible for you. You actually get 30 for free. And what we found, we set 30 as the magic number because that's pretty much what you can work with on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, sorry, for your for your chapter, so that you can actually grow your contact spheres and do a lot of the different functions that we talked about today. Okay, what you get with it is you get secure access. You still personal AI experience, whether you're doing it for free or whether you're paying for it, doesn't really make a difference. It's always secure. It's always personalized. There is nobody sharing any information here. There's no difference between the free and the paid plan in terms of privacy. Fully private, no matter what. Doesn't matter. If you use Higgins, it's private, period. That's the way it is. Instant identify your contact sphere, personally invite and email your visitors. We're going to be talking a lot about that. Transform your one-to-one meetings into effective business opportunities. I can't wait till we talk about that. Absolutely cool. And then seamlessly generate power presentations and slides. So very, very cool on this one. What is a Higgins request? A Higgins request is when Higgins provides a product for you. So like when I went in there in Higgins here and actually got a document, that's a Higgins request. Okay. When I went in there and it gave me an answer in terms of all the different contact spheres I can contact, that's a Higgins request. If you have to answer in a few questions beforehand, that's just part of one request. How can I gauge no cost use? No problem. We let you know ahead of time by email. We let you know that you're reaching that point where you're getting 30, and after that you pay per request. Very low cost, anyways. We're talking about cents here, pennies. Here it's not a big deal. If you want to cancel, you cancel anytime. You just stop using it, right? If you're on the tier plan, easily peasy, we just cancel that for you, but you still maintain your Higgins. You can always go back to the pay-per-use plan as you wish. And then as for is Higgins data private, again, we mentioned that. Of course, service guarantee. Anything you need, anything you want, the good, the bad, the ugly, we'll take care of you no matter what. We care more about you than anything else in this process. All right. So get on there in Higgins. There's different tier plans as well that you'll see when you get on there. Low cost tier plans that you can get into. $10, I think 20, 30. You get more requests out there. You can do a lot more depending if you want to use it more and more. But we highly recommend you just try it out. Use the free portion of the plan. Get to use it, get more experience, and then move forward in that. And even before that, we highly recommend that you go to your regional site and actually use the Higgins there on your regional site. This has been an investment by the executive director team for you. It's a gift. I highly recommend you thank them for this because it is making a big difference in in BNI members' lives, the ones that are using Higgins. So absolutely get started here, right? As you're using Higgins. Well, I think that about ends it for today. I'm beginning to lose my voice. So thank you so much for being here and listening. If you have any questions, comments, please support at higgins.ai anytime that you want to. We're really here. We really want to make AI and help make the world easier to work in. And that's really what we do across the board, small, medium, large size global companies. We have over 43,000 now that we're working with. We just want to make AI make that workforce a lot easier to work in and provide more value for your work. So hopefully you see that today. Love to hear from you, all the comments, good, bad, the ugly. Thank you so much for being here and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye.